So I just finished the first episode of Hitmonkey, and it was really good. So it starts off with the human character developing him, showing his precision through a very well crafted shot of him throwing a beer bottle across the room into the trash can. It doesn't sound as impressive as it really is. The animation in this is odd, but it works. It's very stylized, and if you don't like the style, I could see you not liking this or a lot of bloodshed. Um, so it is only for a very specific audience, but if you're part of that audience, it's quite a good show. The writing is really on point. We get like hints of how the human character's life was, hints about his father's death, I believe. Oh, they don't. I forgot that one detail. There's only one sentence of it, and I slightly missed it. We also get to see the monkey race develop, which is nice, and we see that the monkey has house trouble, like with his family too. So he has a slight connection to, the main human character. It's really good. We get to see the monkey develop, and we see him not liking guns and humans, and we get small tidbits and reasons here and there. And the end, the human character comes back as a ghost because he's shot, and the monkey in revenge because they kill all of the monkey's race. Well, maybe all. They at least kill a huge chunk of it. And the human. So the monkey, becomes Hitmonkey and seeks revenge. And it has a really cool montage. It's really interesting. I'm super intrigued. And they're developing it really well. Overall, definitely worth the watch. So I just saw the second episode of Hitmonkey, and it was really good. We get to see more of the rules for the human being a ghost, which is really nice. I quite enjoy there being limitations to a lot of things because it makes things feel, a little more grounded. We see the monkey is very triggered by machine gun use due to, his whole kind being wiped out by the machine guns. We get knowledge that there is a higher power through the government at work. We get the more government, like the other political battles against the government, continuing even with the death of their leader. There's a lot of really good stuff, and there was even two hints towards this being a bigger Marvel universe. Not MCU, just Marvel universe being in this. One being the Silver Samurai, which did at one point market himself as being the hero of Japan. So it makes sense that somebody would be dressed up as him by a store. I don't think it was the real Silver Samurai, but I wouldn't be surprised with that. The other one is we see a kid who gets a hold of the monkey in the episode, has a Galactus symbol on his shirt. And we do all know Johnny Storm, just from the Fantastic Four movies at the very least, and a lot of the cartoons, loves to market the Fantastic Four and their adventures. And he makes brand licenses. So I could see him making a brand license of, the biggest threat to the world, just for the pure sake of it. I almost kept saying shake of it. Um, so yeah, I mean, other Marvel characters exist. So it seems like Fantastic Four and the X Men exist because of Silver Samurai exists. Wolverine does, and with Wolverine comes the X Men. I don't think we'll see them in this, but those are two really good references. Could be wrong though. We'll just have to see. So I just got through watching the third episode of Hitmonkey, and it was awesome. We get to see a little more of the dynamic of the Hitmonkey not wanting to kill, but the human, it's his job. He also wants to get back. We get a little more explanation to how they would be restored is through some sort of tree and seed inside the tree called Seed of Evil. Might be some sort of symbolic stuff. We get to see the the sons of the old woman who supplies him with the weapons in the first episode and dies in the second, which is kind of cool. They're definitely strange ones. But it was a really cool fight scene, and we get to see a Hitmonkey get drunk and play poker, which was nice. Very funny episode overall. Honestly, the comedy was really improved in this one. But the depth was there. The depth. There we go. Was there too. It was a good episode. Definitely worth a check out. And we finally get that scene with the sword that as you can see in the picture above, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Yeah. Overall, really good though. So I just saw the 4th episode of Hitmonkey, and it was really good. We get to see the accountant and how he works, and we get to see that there's something screwy going on with a lot of the inner workings of the, government to Hitman and a lot of other branches. Seems like each branch wants something that conflicts with the other. We get to see a mutant in this, which is it's a sumo wrestler. I already forget his name, but he was a longtime villain of Wolverine in the comics. I actually would pull up a comic issue, and Wolverine fought a dragon once. He's more of an anti-hero type thing, but they had to fight in a prison dungeon, and he was their opponent. I'll come back to that point in just a second. Then we get a little more development with the cop and how, they're being made fun of for, saying a monkey did all this, but then the prison riot happens because of the whole, underground prison thing. And people keep saying it's from a monkey, so they're a little more believed, but they're still trying to stay in the background so they can gather more evidence quietly, which is nice. I like that touch. And we get another Marvel reference, which was Punisher War Journal. I think, because it did have the Marvel Max label on it. It was in, it was a Japan variant of it, if it was, but it looked like it was taken from a real comic. But it was under the Marvel Max label, which is a very short-lived label. So it's nice to see a reference to that. But it also throws a finger in what I was saying the last episode, where Marvel characters actually exist in this universe. But the sumo wrestler being an actual mutant, because he does have superpowers, and the whole, supernatural and monkey thing existing, points to it possibly still being true. The only other way I could really explain it is maybe somebody found Punisher's War Journal and decided to make a comic book variant of it. Or maybe they're just Western tales brought by American writers from New York who find everything very spectacle-like. I could believe something like that. So far, we haven't gotten any other Marvel characters on the sumo guy, not including the Silver Samurai guy in a costume, because it wasn't really him. But, nice reference, and, yeah, it just throws a finger in the, me thinking that there's a extended universe of this, which isn't all that terrible. It does help it stand on its own, but still have a couple references. Overall, really good, though. So I just got through watching the 4th episode of Hitmonkey, and it was pretty good. This one was more of a developmental episode, showing each of the plot lines developing, and it introduces one new plot line. Sorry about that. Let's just wait till it's gone. Okay. Which was a ancient protector demon ghost sort of thing. It also has superpowers. I have no clue what the roots are of the character. And we'll talk about other characters in just one second. Yeah, the episode was really good. I quite enjoyed it. We also get sorry, I don't know why I said them finally. We also get some more development of characters from Marvel, being in this, which one of them looks like one of the assassins from the Shang-Chi movie. comic book counterpart, not the one in the movie, but it looks like it's one of the same, same people. Because it was a whole clan of those types of ninjas. They didn't have it in the movie, but still, in the comics they did. Then we also have Kingpin. Very, very brief amount, but Kingpin. So, I still say it is in the... there is a wider universe, and Punisher definitely does exist for multiple reasons now. Along with, American style being said by some of the people in this episode when they're fighting, and they're very similar to the Wrecking Crew in their fighting style. I do think the theory of a lot of the pop culture surrounding America is superheroes and New York in this universe, so, they're more, advertised in that area through people who have seen events or picked up memorabilia, such as, maybe Punisher's War Journal, or just were there during a Punisher attack, although Punisher seems like the weirdest of them all. But overall, it does seem like an expansive universe. I don't think we're going to get too many of the, surprise ones, because we're already almost halfway through the series, but it wasn't bad. It was not bad at all. Definitely worth the watch, and should go check it out. So, I just got through watching the 6th episode of Hit Monkey. Once again, sorry for, well, not once again, just sorry for me saying what episode it was last time wrong. It was the 5th episode, not the 4th. But I had watched, I've been streaming the series non-stop. So, I kind of, merged them into one, which is what I was afraid of happening, which is why I took a break. The 6th episode was really good. We get a lot more of the cop dynamic from the two cops, household dynamic with the monkey, and we get to see how the rooster and his political affair works. It's very intriguing. I like a lot of the concepts. There's a lot of twists and turns in this episode. And in the very end, we get to see a new villain. I do recognize her from Daredevil comics, which makes sense. They have mentioned Kingpin and Punisher. They've mentioned a lot more of the street heroes, other than stuff from X-Men and Fantastic Four. But yeah, no, she's a villain of Daredevil. She's got her opponents have almost a web look in their eyes. And she does have a target on her head, but I do not believe she is called Bullseye. I don't think she's called Bullseye. I think she's something else. I think it's Mistress Web or something. No, I'm not confusing it with the Spider-Man character. I don't know. We'll just have to see in the next episode. So far, really good, though. So, I just got through with the 8th episode of Hit Monkey, and it does feel like a side story, which isn't bad. I mean, it feels like there is it gives more depth to the characters. It shows the origins of Bryce and how his mama could never stay with one man, and the final man she stayed with was a criminal on the run. And because his life had interfered with theirs, and all of his possessions were turned criminal, so was Bryce. And Bryce had met somebody and had a child with them. And, yeah, just watch the episode yourself. There's also stuff with Hit Monkey joining another tribe. It's a really somber episode. It made me cry. It's a good episode. It's probably my favorite episode, but it's very tear-jerking. It's a sad episode. But we see him change for the better and help Hit Monkey out in the end, which is it was a nice note. And yeah, I'll have a lot more to talk about in episode 9, but this one, just watch it for yourself. It's hard for me to describe. So I just got through watching episode 9 of Hit Monkey. It's really good. They have a lot of setup. They have the police lady, who was the initial guy's, partner. She joins up with the monkey, And we get the monkey fighting. Sorry about that. We get the monkey fighting a lot of different opponents, and the fighting animation in this is spot on, spectacular. Great stuff. I loved it. And we get the big reveal that the supposed good candidate was the wrong guy. We also get Silver Samurai, like the real Silver Samurai, and he has made himself a celebrity figure. Go figure. And one of the blades seems to be a sister blade of his. It's like a trinity of blades. Huh. Trinity of blades, blade trinity. Funny. Yeah, it's so far really good. It's got a lot of twists, and yeah, there is definitely a wider world. I think my theory holds still that the Western stuff is more pop culturalized there in this version of the world because they're so far away, but they like heroes too. Yeah, it's got a lot of Daredevil characters and Wolverine characters in this. Like, a lot of the villains come from either of those two, which makes sense. They're the more obscure ones from those two. So, yeah. Overall, really good so far, though. Excited for the final part. So I just saw the 10th episode of Hitmonkey, and holy cow, it was amazing. Action. They brought everybody in. They have Silver Samurai. He didn't do very much throughout the series, but him, being the president's bodyguard makes sense because he's supposed to be like the hero of Japan, and ties in a whole surprise that the other candidate was the bad guy the whole time. I loved it, and the action in this one was incredible. The pacing, the drama, oh, so good. And at the end, the monkey has to shoot the uncle, and so the daughter, not daughter, I forget how he's related to her, but she becomes a new Lady Bullseye and takes on that mantle. And Bryce comes back and he learns how to control and pick up objects and stuff like that. And people can see him finally. Oh god, I really hope there's a second season, but I don't think there will be. It ends off on a really good note. Bittersweet note, but a really good note. It ties enough up, but it gives enough continuation. Which is how I think it should go. We see the sumo wrestler guy getting in jail, but he's all calm about it. He's like, yeah, at least I'm in here for doing the right things. Or it's incredible. I loved it. I loved this entire series. It was amazing. It's definitely worth the watch. Don't let it slip under your radar.